Okay, so this is problem 5. So it says presented below are selected transactions for Tinker Company for 2019. January 1, retired a piece of equipment that was purchased on January 1, 2009. The equipment cost $75,000 on that date and had a useful life of 10 years with no salvage value. So the first thing we do is we figure the annual depreciation. Remember that's step 1 over here? Figure the annual depreciation, step 1. So the annual depreciation is the cost, $75,000, less the salvage value, which was 0. That gives us a cost of $75,000, okay? We then take the cost, we divide that by the useful life, and that gives us our annual depreciation. So we got $75,000 is the depreciable cost, divided by 10, gives us $7,500 for the annual depreciation, okay? Then we purchased the equipment on January 1, 2009. We're selling the equipment on January 1, 2019. So now we have to figure out the depreciation that's been done so far. If they don't tell you when depreciation was done last, you assume it's done at the end of the year. This problem does tell us, it says, journalize all entries required as a result of the above transactions. Tinker Company uses the straight line method of depreciation and has recorded depreciation through December 31, and that's not going to be 2013, that's December 31, 2018, right? 2018. So they've done depreciation through December 31, 2018. So depreciation. So the first year they bought it was January 1, 2009, right? So that means that they did depreciation on 12/31/2009, 12/31/2010, 12/31/2011, 12/31/2012, and 12/31/2013, because they told us depreciation, oh no, 13, then we have to do 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right? We're going to take that and we're going to add 365. Okay. We got 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018. The depreciation's been done every one of those years, right? And the annual depreciation was $7,500. So we've got $7,500 was done every year for all these years, right? So the last time depreciation was done was December 30, it should be 31, right? Ooh, how's that not working? Let's see. December 31, right? 2018. We're selling it on January 1, 2019. Is there a gap in time? No, there's no gap in time, right? There's no gap in time at all, because we go from January 31, 2018 to, December 31, 2018 to January 1, 2019, okay? Gap in time, so depreciation is current. So we go back up here and we ask, is depreciation current? Yes, depreciation is current. So there's no entry, so you go to number 4. You figure out if it's a gain, a loss, or a wash, okay? So for the gain, loss, or wash.
Wash.
Okay. So gain, loss, or wash, right? And you're right. So let's figure it out. So we have to go from the cost, right? The cost was 75,000. Then, oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Cost is 75,000, not cost. Cost 75,000. Then we're going to less the accumulated depreciation to date, right? And the accumulated depreciation to date is the total of all of these. So we have 7,500 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have accumulated depreciation of $75,000, right? So we have $75,000 minus $75,000 means that our book value is 0, right? So our book value is 0. So we take our book value, and I know we know what it is, but I'm just writing it all out so we have all the steps. So our book value is 0. Our proceeds, so if we retire it, our proceeds are 0. We get no proceeds, right? So the book value of zero minus the proceeds of zero equals zero. So this is wash. There's no gain, there's no loss. So when there's a wash, all you have to do is get rid of the asset. You just do to get rid of the asset. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the asset. So to get rid of the asset, on January 1, 2019, we are going to debit accumulated depreciation equipment. That's going to get rid of that asset or get rid of that accumulated depreciation. We're going to debit that for $75,000. And then we're going to credit equipment for what we paid for the equipment, which was $75,000. And so we've gotten rid of that asset off the books. Okay. So that's that one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that stuff out of the way and put it down over here. We can come up here and do the next one. All right. April 30th. So sold equipment for $35,000 that was purchased on January 1, 2016. The equipment cost $90,000 and had a useful life of 5 years with no salvage value. Okay. So first thing we do, figure the annual depreciation. So we have cost, right, of $90,000. 90,000. Not 90. What am I doing? $90,000 is our cost, right? We have to subtract the salvage value. And they told us that the salvage value was
Zero.
Yep, 0. So there's no salvage value on this one. So that means that our depreciable cost is $90,000. Okay. So we take the depreciable cost. I'm going to go down here and just grab the formula. We take the depreciable cost divided by the useful life is our annual depreciation. So we have a depreciable cost of $90,000 for this one. We have a useful life of how many years?
5.
5 years, divided by 5 years. So that tells us that the annual depreciation is $18,000 a year. Okay, our annual depreciation is $18,000 a year. So we've done step 1. Now we're going to go to step 2. We're going to ask if the depreciation is current. So we have to go through that process, right? So we bought the equipment on January 1, 2016. We're selling the equipment on
April 30.
April 30th, 2019, right? Okay. So when has depreciation been done? So if we bought it on January 1, 2016, and we know that they do it at the end of the year, and the last time it was done was December 31, 2018. We know that depreciation was done on December 31, 2016, December 31, 2017, and December 31, 2018, right? And they did $18,000 each time they did that, right? $18,000 each time. So the last time it was done was December 31, 2018. We're selling it on April 30th, 2019. Is the depreciation current?
No.
No, because there's a gap in time, right? On the calendar, we don't go from December 31, 2018 to April 30th. We have to go through January, February, all that, right? So now what we have to do is we come back up here, we say, ask is the depreciation current? If it's no, then we have to go to number 3 and make the depreciation current. So what you do to bring the depreciation current is you work from the last time depreciation was done to the date of disposal. Last time it was done till the date of disposal, okay? So last time it was done was 12/31/2018, right? So we need to do depreciation for what? Well, first let's put the formula down, right? So the formula is going to be the cost multiplied by something
About 12.
over 12. Actually, it's not the cost. It's 18,000. That's right. Not the cost, the depreciation. Depreciation times something over 12 because the depreciation is for a full year, right? So we have, that would be 18,000 times something over 12, right?
Yep.
Oops, my little thing didn't show. Something over 12. Okay. So how much time do we have? So the last time it was done was December 31st, 2018. So we have to do, we need it for all of January, right?
March, April.
All of February, all of March,
0.3.
and all of April because we're going to April 30th. So it actually becomes 4/12. So it's 18,000 times 4/12, right? Which is equal to 18,000 times 0.3333. And that will equal $6,000. So $6,000 is the amount of interest that we need to do an entry for. Okay. Does everyone see where that comes from? The four in there is equal to all of January, all of February, all of March, and all of April. Okay. Okay, so now the depreciation to bring it current is $6,000. So we have to do an entry for that. So on the date of the sale, April 30th, first thing we do is bring that depreciation current. So we're going to debit depreciation expense, $6,000. And we're going to credit accumulated depreciation equipment, $6,000. So now our depreciation is current. Depreciation is now current, okay? So now we can go to the point of figuring out, well, we come back up here. We say, we bring the depreciation current, right? That's number 3. Now we go to is the gain, loss, or wash, okay? So we go from what it cost, and the cost was 90, right? 90,000. And then we need to subtract or less accumulated depreciation, right? And the accumulated depreciation is going to be the total of 18,000 times 3, all of that, right? Plus what we just did. So 18,000 times 3 plus the $6,000, okay? Oops,
60,000.
plus the 6,000. I'm just trying to color this so that we can see the color. Quiet, dogs. My dogs are barking. Okay, plus the $6,000. So
1,000.
it comes to $60,000, correct? So 60,000. We have, we have $90,000 minus $60,000 gives us a book value of $30,000. Okay, so our book value is $30,000. We take our book value of $30,000, and then we subtract out the proceeds. What were the proceeds? They sold it for $35,000. So the rule tells us that if the proceeds or the cash that we get is more than the book value, we have a gain. So in this case, we have a gain of $5,000. A gain of $5,000. Okay. So then we have to do the entry. So for the entry, we are going to, on April 30th, 2019, we are going to debit cash, the amount of cash that we get, which is $35,000. We're going to debit accumulated depreciation equipment for the total of the accumulated depreciation, which was $60,000. Okay. We're then going to credit gain on disposal of plant asset. We're going to credit that for $5,000 is our gain. And then we are going to credit equipment to get that off of our books. And we're going to be crediting equipment for the cost of the equipment, which was $90,000. Okay. So that's the details on the April 30th item. Okay. So any questions on that one? Oops. I don't see any questions on that one. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to kind of move it. Oops, move it out of the way. I don't want to do that. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, we're going to put this down here. And then I'm going to go to the last one on this problem, which is December 31. So it says, discarded equipment that was purchased on June 30th, 2015. The equipment cost $37,000 and was depreciated on a 5-year useful life with a salvage value of $2,000. The first thing we do is we figure the annual depreciation, right? This should be second nature now, right? So we go from the cost. The cost of this one was $37,000. We subtract the salvage value. And the salvage value on this one was $2,000, right? So that's going to give us a depreciable cost of $35,000. So we take the depreciable cost of $35,000. Actually, we take the depreciable cost. We're going to divide it by the number of years of useful life to get the annual depreciation, right? So our depreciable cost is $35,000. And we're going to divide that by 5 years. 5 years, so that means that our depreciable or our annual depreciation is $7,000. Okay, so our annual depreciation is $7,000. Now we go to the next question. We ask ourselves, is depreciation current? So we have to go through that whole process. So we bought the equipment we bought the item on what? June 30th, 2015. June 30th, 2015. We are selling the equipment on December 31, 2019. Okay. So we know that depreciation is done on December 31 and it's been done since December 31, 2013. So we know that it was done on 12/31/2015, 12/31, oh wait, not 2013. It was last done on 2018. 12/31/2015, 12/31/2016, 12/31/2017, 12/31/2018, right? So those were the last time that depreciation was done was 12/31/2018. And we're selling it on 12/31/2019. Is the depreciation current? No. And the reason why it's not current is because the very last thing that we do is the adjusting entries. So we would process all this stuff first before we would ever even do depreciation on 12/31. So depreciation is not current. It is not current. So what we have to do is we have to, it's not current, so now we have to go from the last date it was done, right? To the date of disposal. So the last date was 12/31/2018, right? Date of disposal is 12/31/2019. So that means that we need to do the depreciation for 7,000. So it'd be $7,000 times something over 12. And in this case, it's for 12 months. It's all of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So it's all months of 2019.
What about the other half of the year since it was bought in June 30th?
We haven't got to that part yet.
Okie dokie.
We haven't, that will come in up here on the December 31 part. Great question though. That will come up right there. Okay, so all months of 2019. So that becomes 7,000. It's not 70,000. 7,000 times 12/12, or 7,000 times 1 equals $7,000, right? So we have to do an entry for $7,000 to bring the depreciation current. So on December 31, 2019, we are going to debit depreciation expense, $7,000. And we are going to credit accumulated depreciation equipment, $7,000. So now our depreciation is current, okay? So now we come up to here and we go, okay, is our depreciation current? Now it's current. Now we do, is it a gain, wash, or loss, okay? So we start from, we're gonna do gain, loss, or wash. So we go from the cost, which was 37,000, right? Was the cost, oops, 37,000 was the cost, less accumulated depreciation. This is where that comes into play. Okay, so we have $7,000 a month that we did right here, the current $7,000, right? We did that current $7,000 for 2019. We have $7,000 for 2018, 17, 16, 15, or 16. But in 15, it's not $7,000. And that's because 2015 depreciation is equal to the date that we bought it, the date of depreciation, which was 12/31/2015. So this is equal to, hold on, let me move over so you can see all this. So this becomes equal to, we bought it on April 30th. So it would have been all of January, or no, all of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So that's how many months?
Why May and June? When did it start on July?
We bought it on, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was, I was reading April 30th. Sorry, I was looking at the problem up above. You're correct. So it would have been July. You're right. We bought it in July. I mean, we bought it June 30th. We bought it on June 30th, 2015. So we would have done the entry on July 30th, August, September, October, November, and December. So it would have been six months. So that would have been equal to 6/12, right? Or 0.50, okay? So let me kind of expand this out so you can see this whole reasoning here for this. Oh, how am I going to do that? Hold on a second. I'm putting columns in different spaces here. Okay. Let me wrap this here so that you can see the whole thing. Okay. So we bought it the date we bought it from the date of depreciation. So we bought it, I didn't type that in there. There we go. We bought it on June 30. So it's all of July, all of August, all of September, all of October, all of November, all of December, which is 6 out of 12 months, or half. So that would be equal to $7,000 times 0.5, which is equal to $3,500. So the first year is $3,500. Okay. So our accumulated depreciation then becomes 7,000 that we just did to bring it current, 7,000 for 2018, 7,000 for 2017, 7,000 for 2016, and 3,500 for 2015. Okay.
It's 24,500.
So it should be, what does that come up to? 3,000,
That's 24,500.
should be 31,500.
Oh, 24.
No, 3 times 7 is 21. There's 7, 3 times here, right? Plus 7 for the current year. That's 28 plus 3,500.
Oh,
So we've got all the ones in red. So we've got 3,500 for 2015, and we've got 7,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28,000 plus 3,500.
19, 2019. Okay.
Okay. So this is equal to 7,000. Oh, it's not going to work that way, that formula. Okay, so it comes to 31,500. And I can put over here, this is 3,500 for first year, then $7,000 for 3 years, plus 7,000. Oops. And to bring the depreciation current. So just so when you go back and look at your notes, you'll know that that's where that came from. Okay. All right. So we have a cost of 37,000, accumulated depreciation of 3,150. So we subtract that from 37,000. So now we have a book value of 5,500. We take our book value of 5,500 and we subtract the proceeds. What did we get for proceeds? Did we get proceeds? No, we threw it away. We discarded it. We threw it away. So when we throw something away, the proceeds are 0. So that means the proceeds are less than the book value. We have a loss. And our loss is $5,500. Okay. So now we know we have a loss. So we do the entries for this. So we have no cash. There's no cash to do any entry for. So on December 31, 2019, we are going to debit accumulated depreciation equipment, $31,500 to clean out that account. We're going to debit loss on disposal of plant assets. And we're debiting that, the $5,500 that we lost. And then we are going to credit equipment $37,000. Okay. Get rid of that one and I need to move that over. Okay. We're going to credit equipment $37,000. So that is disposing of that third item. Okay. All right. Let's see. Stop the recording, see if anyone has questions.